r/askreddit. What was your view it, done helping others moment?
When a good friend of mine that I worked under had cancer and wasn't able to pay some bills, I loaned her $200 just to help. I was only 18 at the time and felt bad because she had kids. It was right around the holidays and I just wanted to help however I could and be a good person in life. She promised to pay me back when she could. Turns out she lied about having cancer, was stealing from the company I worked at, scammed my other co-workers, and would come in after calling out of work for her chemo to make fraudulent returns while I was overseeing the store by myself because of her calling out. Got that bitch fired and got promoted to her position after.
This is so fucked. I had a female friend who told me she had cancer as well, and I told her I would help take her to treatments, etc. Turns out she didn't. She was just trying to get close to me to break up my marriage. People are so fucked.
I'm a teacher. A parent of a former student contacted me in an emergency situation, couldn't afford to pay bills and needed help. She was super helpful to me in my first year teaching, so I asked friends and family to help out and raised her about $2,000. Never again. She has contacted me every few weeks since then, always with a new reason why she needs more money, and when I offer food and clothing resources, she refuses it. It has placed me in such an awkward situation, and I regret ever trying to help her out in the first place.
Have you tried setting hard boundaries? I did a chunk of volunteer work where I was regularly dealing with people like that. They just keep popping up if they think they can pressure you or wear you down. Applying for resources and help through the local job and family services. I can't help you further. More than likely, you'll get an angry outburst where they try to push your boundaries and get you to cave. I would respond with bored indifference. Okay, I have work to do. Goodbye. And then hang up. Repeat that a couple times and they usually drop off. Don't offer anything. Don't be nice, but don't be nice, but don't be rude either because that gives them ammunition to complain to your supervisor about. Bored indifference and I gotta go. You may also want to let your supervisor, principal, know what's going on so they aren't surprised by a random complaint about you if she tries that angle to get even.
I had a customer who used to show up and just wear me down until I gave him free stuff. He got so intrusive that even after I left that job, he coerced my old coworker into telling him where I work now. This dude had the audacity to call my work and left a message asking me to go scout out campsites for him. I ignored it, and he then called over and over again. Finally, my boss had to tell him to stop calling if it doesn't have anything to do with business. He kept trying, and eventually gave up.
When I had a truck during college, everyone suddenly wanted me to help move them. Most were cool and gave me money or ordered pizza, unprompted that you. One time, however, some dude I barely knew needed some help. I show up, and nothing is packed in his apartment. He had a giant fish tank and lived on the 3rd floor with no elevator. It was a effing nightmare, and I never got a dime nor food or even some beers. I never talked to him after that.
Maybe it's just me, but I love the word no. I have zero problems telling people no all the time. Bit of wisdom for ya. Learn to say no. You can always change your mind, but once you say yes, you're committed.
After working free of charge as a freelance graphics guy to build my portfolio up, and having a client basically make the most minor of adjustments, and constant revisions, 4 posters which should have taken me a day tops, really. And when they wanted poster expo, I wanted money. Ghosted. Lesson learned.
Always ask for a percentage of upfront payment. I won't even open Adobe for them without a payment first. It sucks if they don't follow through, but it sucks even more if you work for nothing.
Being fresh to the idea, I was struggling for work after being made redundant, so thought I would offer some simple gratis work to local companies, both to help them out and get my name out there. Not quite the outcome I had in mind, lol. Certainly won't be doing it for free again.
The day I realized that no one wanted to help me in return. Look, it's not about doing something for someone to get something back, and I will always help whoever I can that needs it. But when the same people consistently ask for help or money or what have you, without actually wanting to help you when you need it, or just hang out or be friendly in general, it's a huge red flag.
I've got a cousin I've had to cut off from money and help. She fails to realise exactly how often it is she's mooching from family. When we were all at Grandma's funeral, that's when I found out she did it with everyone in the family and everyone had cut her off. I feel bad because she does want to hang out socially and is super nice and friendly to me, but it's that pattern that every time we hang out, I'm being hit up that really killed our relationship. My wife had to do the same thing. We gave my cousin a very nice bed that she ruined, and then constantly asked for our help to move if she was one of those people who could either get along with roommates, but not pay her share of the rent, or live with people she hates but can pay rent.
Me and my girlfriend were leaving a McDonald's and pulling up to the stoplight. There's this homeless old man that we've seen around the area ever since we moved here, and my girlfriend decides, since we've never given anything to this guy, and he's always there, we should give him one of our McDoubles. He comes up to the car, says thank you, and walks back to his corner as the light turns green and just tosses it on the road right in front of where we're driving.
Well, apparently he doesn't like handouts. Or McDoubles.
I know. It felt like such a F you.
Was donating baby/toddler clothes to a mom in need through one of those Facebook donating pages. She didn't have a car. I did so. I drove 30 minutes away to deliver the stuff all for free. Got in a bad accident less than 5 blocks from her house. So I texted her to see if she could come get what she was able to because my car was totaled. She wouldn't walk the 4 blocks, then reported me to the group and got me kicked out for not following through. I ended up with a fractured sternum. Yeah, F that crap. Never again.
The audacity of Facebook beggars never ceases to amaze.
When I rushed to another state about 2,000 miles away to help my sister because of a medical issue, and for whatever reason, she decided to have her neighbor help her instead, without letting me know. It was 3 months ago, and she is fine but still has not contacted me. That was the end for me.
When someone just spat some gum on my hand when I tried to help them up, and to this day, screw them.
Was it intentional like F you? If so, did you immediately slap their face?
I would have swiped their legs and cleaned the gum off on their clothes.
I was 16, only had €10 with me. Homeless lady begging for money. I tell her I won't give her money, went to the local supermarket, bought 2 packs of milk, some bread, some cookies, a bottle of juice, and some cooked chicken. Went and gave it to her, with all kindness.